Hey there everyone, and welcome to another daily dose of Aether Raids. Today's video features the last match of my light season. This map I thought was a 7th slot trap, but it isn't. Sigurd doesn't have a weapon, there's no rally element anywhere, and the 7th slot unit, which I initially thought was Note, because, you see a map that looks like this and you kind of make assumptions. It's actually Sarah over in the corner, and she's not getting a refresh unless you have a column 2 catapult, which would actually kind of screw this map over a little bit, but I digress. This is actually a shoot brave Erica at the enemy team trap, which is much more sinister in my opinion. So the idea is if you place a unit in range of Maribel, she will attack. And she doesn't have Dazzling Staff, so if your unit can counterattack, she will probably be taken out. Then Erica moves next and gets a refresh from Sigurd. Now that could already be problematic if you have units on the right-hand side, if you don't have enough space to hide them on the left, because Erica attacking supports is basically a guaranteed win. It's still problematic even if she only has your tank in her sights, because 1, she's one of the best wall breakers in the game, and 2, she is fighting at guaranteed not triangle disadvantage due to the combination of Cancel Affinity and Triangle Adept from Maribel. So there's that. As far as dealing with this setup, I would say one option is to use a Blitz team. You have a great Wings of Mercy enabler in Note, and if you can't get enough damage out of her, there's a brave Erica right behind her. Option 2 would be a fast tank. I think fast tanks are probably the way to go against Erica. It's hard to imagine slow tanks really cutting it here. I think probably one of the best ones would be a Deadeye Brave Claude, backed up by Brave Lucina. I say that mostly because it avoids having to take a follow-up from Erica, which I don't know if he would. I'm not sure what the matchup numbers look like. The important factor being, does she even get to follow up in the first place? Option 3, super specific. I wouldn't expect most people to have this. A flyer that cannot counterattack Maribel, or at least doesn't run around her. You place that flyer over on the left-hand water tile, she attacks, gets a refresh from Sigurd, and she attacks again. So obviously you have to not KO her and survive 2 rounds. But the benefit is Erica doesn't get a refresh. And granted, if the Hell had swap, you would actually still be in trouble, because after Erica moves, she would get a swap from Hell if she was threatened, and then Azura will be able to warp to Note for the refresh on Erica. But again, no swap on Hell, so no big deal. That is this map in more than a nutshell. I am looking at this. I've actually talked for more than 3 minutes about this map now. So let me go ahead and get into my clear now. I deployed the Caeda team for this final match of the season for a quick bread and butter Gale Force Blitz. I say quick, it wasn't that quick. I actually didn't even initiate turn 1, I initiated turn 3, which was fine because this isn't a 7th slot trap, there's no real turn 1 pressure.
It will be done.
I wanted to break the heavy trap because that's it's essential that Caeda gets a smite onto the space below Note. Well, I guess it's not as essential if that lower heavy trap turns out to be real, but I think you get my meaning. I took turn 2 for positioning. I needed to move Ullr over to the left and Dogger over to the right. So the idea here is that to kick things off, I reposition Flying Caeda to the right with Ullr, then reposition her up with Harmonic Caeda, who then Cantos up and right into refresh range of Peony. Moving Harmonic Caeda out of the way also opens up the space below Caeda for Dogger to provide the smite that I was talking about earlier. And then I just needed to have Harmonic Caeda hit the Hell first, which would apply Panic Smoke to get rid of to reverse those buffs. With the buff reversal, Caeda is able to take counterattacks from both Note and Erica, and that just gets her into Wings of Mercy range, since obviously a hit from both of them is going to put her under half HP. And Azura was able to take out both refreshers. Once the Duo Sigurd was down, the Duo's hindrance structure also went down. So I was able to use Harmonic Caeda's Harmonized skill, so Flying Caeda could take out the Catria. not Caeda, Mirabelle. I'm not sure how I confused those two. Don't ask me, please. And after that, it's just cleanup. So, yeah, I'll let this one play out. And see you tomorrow for the beginning of Astra season.
Maybe this way. What next? What can I do? Let's go.